What's going on, YouTube? Jerome's in the house. Uh, Today wasn't such a bad day. This morning was an early start. Went off and got my CAT scan and saw my doctor today, so it's good. We got all the insurance issues kind of worked out, so now we were able to see him yesterday, this morning rather, and the CAT scan went well. Had the contrast, which gave me that weird warm feeling that nobody really can explain, but it just happened. And the doctor had a good conversation about just the treatment plans and everything else. Um, so it turns out the tumor is not growing, so that's a good thing. But there's a third dimension in which on the tumor, one of the axes of X, Y, or Z. I don't know where exactly, but one of them are actually has like a kind of like a non-noticeable or inconsequential change. It's very slight in terms of like changing in size, but it's very very slim. So my doctor's not taking any chances. We're going to continue with the first treatment, the topicide, and then we're restarting pazopanib, which is another type of chemo medication, which is harder on me because it gave me a lot of bad side effects in terms of like diarrhea and all that bad stuff that no one wants to talk about. But it'll be like a limited dose, and then we'll do those in conjunction with this treatment, and we'll see how it goes. I see him again in the end of the month, end of March, so we should let's hope for a good change. So tonight, Doza and I met up at 24 for another bench day. Did some volume back work as well, because we were fried yesterday from all the PRs from last night, and we still haven't really fully recuperated. So this was kind of a tougher bench day, at least for me. I mean, Doza was able to bang out his sets, and you'll see mine in a few. So today, I was supposed to hit 4 sets of triples at 135 just to adjust to the weight. I got through my first 2 sets and got to the third, and I failed miserably halfway through. I was a little disappointed about it, because I mean, who isn't when they're not when you don't make your lifts? So I ended up going just for 3 singles at the same weight. I'm slowly adjusting to it now to the single plate, but I still got to get better. There still needs to be more improvement. I'm pretty frustrated, so there really isn't much to say about it. So this was another single, same weight. I believe this was prior to the last clip. I think I may have just accidentally switched the clips, but yeah, this one actually didn't look as bad as the last one, or feel as bad at that point. But I think at that point I was too frustrated and too angry at myself about missing the previous lift to actually think, and it just became more of a just do kind of thing. And yeah, I think I should start lifting more angry every time. I don't know, get good results, I guess, right? As frustrated and as pissed off as I am about missing my sets and missing my reps today, it's something I have to remember is that failure is really part of the progression that I'm trying to make. I know there'll be times where my body just won't be able to do anything really. Like, it's something I have to deal with just in terms of not only just the disease portion of what's going on with me and how debilitating this can be sometimes, but just because of the magnitude of what I'm trying to push with what's going on, it's something that I'm gonna have to deal with and learn to understand. It's hard to accept because usually in the past it was never an issue. There was never a time where I could tell myself I can't do this. There was never any doubt in my mind I could do anything. Um, and this is one of the mental portions of of dealing with cancer that it makes it all the more difficult to understand, difficult to cope with. It really does bring you down in a multitude of ways. I mean, not even just physically, as you saw with that crappy shit bench that I just put up, but it takes a toll on your psyche, and because it's like you can't find a way out, or all the solutions that you thought were going to work aren't working, and you have to rework your plans like 1,000 times over. It's frustrating as hell. Like, and when I mean frustrating, I mean like to the point where you're close enough to pull your own eyes out, and that's crazy talk. I know, but and it gets to the it gets there. It gets to that point, but you know, sorry, it's really upset and like kind of mad. But you gotta really understand that at least I have to start learning to understand more so that frustrations and all the negatives will be are you know a part of the experience and a part of the situation. I I have to keep that in mind because failures will come. I mean, in more ways than one, and not even just physically, mentally, or spiritually or emotionally. However which way they arise, it's up to me personally. It's up to me to kind of get above that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was happy to at least towards the end to get those reps, but for me, it felt like I didn't want it to be another situation where it's I can't where I feel powerless to make my situation different or better my situation as much as I could, and I don't want to ever think like that any longer. I think it becomes important to understand the magnitude of failure, and that it's not gonna be light work to get back you know into at least my own good graces in my eyes for myself. I mean, I had a long way to go anyway, to make the progress that I want, but at least understanding that failure is part of the progression makes it all the more worthwhile to kind of continue this journey. You'll have bumps in the road. You'll have roadblocks. You'll have detours and all kinds of traffic and all this other bullshit that's gonna come through. But you either sit there and abide by the rules, um, or you try to find a way out and you get lost. You get lost in something you don't ever want to end up being in ever. So I guess gotta cut the losses that I had today at the bench and just think about my next move for my just going forward in terms of getting to where I want to go. Uh, Good news is, like I said, with all the scans and the results and changes in the treatment. I mean, like it feels like it's a step backwards, but I can't even call it that because it's um, like I said, if you even if you have to alter the plan, it's still going to be progress. I mean, regardless of in which direction it's going to go, it's a different path from where you were last, and I think that's something I have to continue to remember, and I have to embrace and understand, and be more willing to accept it. Um, Circumstances are beyond my control, and I know there's things I can't like directly influence, but we just got to keep pushing in the direction where you think it's gonna make the difference, and if it does, it does. And if it doesn't, the drawing board isn't that far away, and erasers are really cheap, so you should be able to kind of you get the idea. Um, anyway, I'm tired. I still a little burnt out from the last 2 days. Up early today as well. I got some more stuff to do tomorrow. It might be an early day for me at the gym because tomorrow I'm going to chill with my girlfriend. She's coming up for the weekend, so I'm gonna pick her up in the morning. Or not in the morning because she don't get up early. Probably around the afternoon time. So it should be a nice. Should be a nice weekend. So yeah, let me get out here, get some rest. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, later.